fragile hope. I trusted the way you stayed. I trusted the way nothing needed to be said. I thought that meant permanent. I thought that meant truth. But permanence was never yours to give.
I saw you standing on your own, without needing anything from me. And standing alone didn't feel empty. It felt honest, honest in a way I had never allowed before.
You didn't disappear. You returned to where you belong. Outside the version of me that needed you to remain. I stopped holding on to illusion. Stopped holding on to memory. Stopped holding on to what had already released me. I didn't lose direction. I became my own direction.
You were never incomplete on your own.
Now when I breathe, it feels natural, unattached, unburdened, free. You were part of my past, but I am no longer defined by what has already ended. Last time I thought of you, it didn't interrupt me. It passed quietly, like something that no longer needed attention. I stayed where I was and let it fade on its own. imagined stability. I trusted the feeling, trusted the way you existed, without needing explanation. I never asked how long it would last. I only asked how deeply I could believe.
I felt you becoming distant long before you said anything.
And distance revealed the truth
Know it painfully.
clearly.
You were never meant to remain permanent. You were meant to pass through me, to show me the parts of myself I didn't need anyone to remain whole.
Stopped holding on to memory.
Stopped holding on to expectation
Stopped holding on to something.
that had already released me.
I didn't lose you.
I found independence. last time I thought of you. The last time I thought of you.
I knew something had changed when your name felt lighter in my chest. Now you raised, just no longer holding weight. I didn't force it, it happened on its own. You used to live inside my attention. Every silence led back to you. Every calm moment carried your presence. I thought that was love. This quiet dependency, this invisible threat. But love was never meant to feel like waiting. It was never meant to feel like losing yourself slowly. I saw you stepping forward, without looking back.
At what we were. And I didn't stop you because I understood something deeper. You weren't leaving me. You were leaving the version of me that no longer existed. I wasn't breaking, I was separating. Separating from attachment, separating from illusion, separating from the need to hold on. You didn't take anything essential. You left me clarity. You left me independent. You left me myself. You were never meant to stay where your future didn't exist.
Now when I move forward, it feels effortless. There is no hesitation, no expectation, no unfinished meaning. You were part of my path, but I am no longer walking toward you. I stop replaying your voice, not because I forgot it, because it no longer could change anything in me. It became just a sound, not a direction. Certainty feels different when it belongs to you. Not borrowed, not given, not dependent.
You were never my foundation. You were the moment I learned how to stand without one. I stopped asking questions that already answered themselves. Stop waiting for something that had already passed. You didn't leave emptiness.
You left awareness.
And awareness doesn't ask you to hold on. It asks you to move forward.
You were always capable of existing without me. Now when I breathe, it feels uninterrupted. There is no wait, no expectation, no unfinished attachment. You were part of my understanding, but I'm no longer part of what needed you.
unnecessary.
Inside me. There was a night when your absence didn't follow me home. I walked into my own silence, and nothing inside me reached for you. That's when I knew something had ended long before I noticed. You used to exist in everything, in the way I paused before speaking, in the way I searched for meaning in small moments. I carried you forward, not because you asked, because I believed you belonged there. I believed you were part of my direction. I saw you becoming calm without needing my presence to remain steady. And calm changed everything. It showed me the truth without trying to protect me from it. You were never holding me together. I was holding on to something that had already released me. I didn't feel lost, I felt separation from illusion. And illusion doesn't leave damage, it leaves clarity. You didn't disappear, you became unnecessary, and that was enough.
where you had already outgrown yourself. Letting go didn't feel like loss. It felt like alignment, like returning to something that had always belonged to me. You didn't leave a wound, you left space, space where illusion used to exist, space where dependence used to live. I stopped needing confirmation, stopped needing reassurance, stopped needing you, because I finally understood nothing outside me defines who I am.
You were part of my awakening, but I am no longer asleep inside what we were. The last trace of you didn't disappear in pain. It dissolved in calm, like something that understood it had already stayed long enough. You used to exist in my balance, in the way I held myself steady. I thought your presence was part of my structure.
saw you becoming distant, not from me, from who you used to be.
And I understood you weren't leaving me. You were leaving the version of yourself that needed me to remain. I didn't try to stop you because something inside me was doing the same. We weren't breaking, we were separating from illusion, separating from expectation, separating from the need to hold something that had already ended. You didn't disappear, you became unnecessary. You were never incomplete on your own. Now when I move forward, it feels honest. There is no wait, no hesitation, no unfinished attachment. You were part of my becoming, but I am no longer becoming someone who needs you. Felt it in the quiet first, the way your presence stopped filling the space around me.
Nothing ended, nothing needed to. Something simply settled into truth.
You used to it inside my direction, inside every version of tomorrow.
I carried you forward without asking, without doubting.
I thought that was love.
This quiet certainty,
This invisible attachment.
but certainty built on feeling
Doesn't always survive reality.
I saw you becoming calm in a way that no longer needed me.
feel abandoned. I felt returned.
Return to the part of myself that had always existed beneath attachment.
You didn't leave emptiness.
You left awareness.
Awareness that I was never incomplete.
Awareness that I was never
Dependent.
Awareness that I had always been enough. I didn't lose anything real.
I lost illusion.
No hesitation, no unfinished meaning. You were part of my past,
but I am no longer shaped by what has already ended. it in the quiet first. I felt it in. There was no final moment, no clear ending, just a quiet realization that I had already stepped beyond you without noticing. You used to exist in my center, in the way I understood closeness. I trusted the stability you gave me, trusted the way everything felt certain. I never questioned it, because questioning meant risking the truth, that nothing stays forever. I saw you becoming complete without needing me beside you. And completion didn't feel like loss. It felt like clarity. Clarity that I was never incomplete. Clarity that I had always been enough. You didn't leave emptiness, you left awareness. Awareness that I didn't need to hold on to something that had already ended. I released the version of you that lived inside my attachment. And in doing that, I released the version of me that didn't know her own strength. You were never incomplete on your own. You were never incomplete on your own.
Now when I move forward, I move without hesitation. I saw you stepping forward without looking back at what we were. And I didn't stop you because I understood something deeper. You weren't leaving me, you were leaving the version of me that no longer existed. I wasn't breaking, I wasn't breaking. Separating from attachment, separating from illusion, separating from